We all know the tales of the 1001 Nights, right? Sinbad, Aladdin, flying carpets, all that magic. But the story behind the stories, oh, it's so much darker. It doesn't kick off with magic at all. It starts with betrayal, a really terrible secret, and a sadness so deep that, believe it or not, it could only be cured by 1,000 tales. Let's dive into that origin story. This right here, this strange thought, it's the key to the entire thing. It's a weird thing to say, isn't it? It sounds almost like relief, like finding some bizarre comfort in someone else's misery. We're going to unpack exactly what that means and how this single thought literally changed literary history forever. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story begins in a world of ancient kingdoms, and at the very heart of it are two brothers. Both of them are kings, they're bound by blood, but they're also separated by the huge, huge difference in their power. So on one hand, you've got the great King Shahryar. His kingdom is absolutely massive. We're talking Persia, India, and China. He is the sun, the center of this world. And then you have his younger brother, Shahzaman. He's the king of Samarkand. I mean, he's a king for sure, but he's kind of like a small flame next to his brother's raging fire. But even with that huge power difference, they were super close. And it all starts with something so simple, so human. Shahryar's just sitting in his enormous palace and thinks, you know what? I really miss my brother. So he does what any great king would do. He calls for his most trusted advisor, his vizier, and sends him on the long, long journey to Samarkand with an invitation. So the vizier travels day and night, gets to Samarkand, and Shahzaman is thrilled to get the invitation. He immediately starts getting ready to leave. Now, here's a little detail. Just tuck it away for later. This vizier, he has two daughters, and one of them is named Shahrazad. All right, so Shahzaman is all packed. His camp is set up just outside the city, ready to head out for India first thing in the morning. But then he makes one small, sentimental decision that is about to absolutely shatter his entire world. It's the middle of the night, literally hours before he's supposed to leave, and an impulse just hits him. He remembers something he forgot, a final goodbye that he just feels he has to make. It was just this innocent, loving gesture. He just wanted to see his wife one last time. Think about it, the purity of that intention. He rides all the way back to the palace, alone, in the dark, just for a final kiss goodbye before he's gone for weeks. So he walks through the silent halls of his own palace. He has absolutely no idea what's waiting for him. He gets to her bedroom door, probably expecting to find her asleep, and he opens it. And in that single second, his whole world just collapses. His wife wasn't alone. She was with a kitchen boy. The shock, the betrayal, it's absolute. Shahzaman's anger is just explosive. He pulls out his sword, and in a blind rage, he kills them both. Then he just turns around, leaves the palace, and goes back to his camp, now carrying this absolutely horrific secret. The next morning, the journey to India begins, just like they planned. But the man who leaves Samarkand is not the same happy king who was so excited to get that invitation. He's like a ghost, just haunted by what he saw and by what he did. So he meets up with his brother Shahryar, and the reunion is warm, but Shahzaman just can't shake this deep, deep despair. You can see how the secret just eats away at him over time. Day after day, he's just going through the motions, talking with his brother, playing chess, but his mind is always back in that bedroom. And this grief, it just consumes him. He stops eating, he becomes thin and pale. Now, Shahryar sees his brother just wasting away, and he gets really concerned. He figures, hey, maybe some fresh air, a little excitement, that'll help. So he organizes this huge 10-day hunting trip. But Shahzaman, he's just lost in his sadness, and he says no. He claims he's just too tired and would rather stay behind in the palace, alone. And this decision, this choice to stay behind and just wallow in his grief, well, it leads to the story's final, shocking twist. Shahzaman is about to find out that he is not nearly as alone in his suffering as he thinks he is. So, picture this. He's alone in his room, just staring out the window into his brother's magnificent garden. It's this perfect, tranquil scene. Beautiful trees, flowers, fountains. But that piece is about to get completely shattered. Because out there, in that beautiful garden, he sees his brother's wife, the queen, with one of her slaves.
He just watches, stunned, as he witnesses the exact same betrayal he just went through. It's a perfect mirror image. His wife with a kitchen boy in the bedroom. His brother's wife with a slave in the garden. The same thing. And this is the moment everything changes. 2. It's not just him. His pain isn't unique. The most powerful king in the world shares his exact same fate. There are 2 of them. And here's the wildest part. Knowing he's not alone, that his powerful brother is in the same boat, that's what cures him. It's such a strange paradox, right? Seeing his brother's identical betrayal actually makes him feel better. That very night, he starts eating again. His color comes back. His sadness just lifts. It's replaced by this strange, new understanding of how things are. Now, this dark realization is something he's about to share with his brother. And that is going to set off a chain of events and a rage so intense it can only be calmed by 1,000 nights of stories. But it all starts right here, with this really unsettling question about human nature. This idea that sometimes a cure can be found not in hope, but in shared misery.